He jumps at Sachin, ready to strike the younger man down, but at the last second, Tina leaps into action and kicks Captain Gu away before he can attack. The large man clearly didn't expect the attack and gets sent flying by the kick. He growls aggressively at Tinu, who takes off his shirt, ready for a life-or-death brawl between captains. Despite the odds against him, he decides to stand up for what's right and what he cares about. Tina tells the large man that he's betraying the doctor because he only wants to use the drug to control them. There's no need to stand beside someone who's using his life as a bargaining chip. If he has nothing to lose, then it won't matter if he dies at the end of the day. But if anyone dares to touch his brother, then he will fight them to the death. Sachin smiles at his brother as he stands in front of the group. In that moment, the faction leader looks exactly like our protagonist remembers from many years ago. Tina rushes over to clash with the powerful captain, and the larger man promises to crush them all together since he's so eager to die. Tina manages to land several powerful punches all over Captain Gu's body. But the larger boss reveals his trump card. Their boss knew that he'd betrayed them, so he gave the captain a higher level drug than he gave to Tinu. Thanks to that, the fat is his strongest defense, meaning that no one can hurt him. The captain raises his weapons over his head and brings them down on the unsuspecting Tinu. The faction leader just barely manages to catch both clubs before they crush him, but the shot causes him to cough up blood. Then Captain Gu flips a switch on the weapon that causes electricity to surge through them. Tina barely manages to hold on. But just as it looks like he's about to collapse, Sachin comes in to help out his brother. He rushes in with a large kick to both metal mallets and uses his feet to push them out of Captain Gu's hands, causing them to pierce into his body and fall back. The stabs from the mallets and the surge of electricity cause Captain Gu to immediately pass out, dead. The feats Sachin pulls off just get more and more interesting as time goes on. So far, the scientist has spent all his resources and manpower to find ways to evolve humans into perfect beings, and his research has led to significant breakthroughs in his experiments. However, our protagonist's recent display of strength shows that all those experiments were pointless. The perfect human has been out there this entire time. The scientist gives Sachin one more opportunity to join him and become the first truly perfect human. Of course, Sachin knows that there's more to his plan than just humans. When he talks about perfect humans, what he's really referring to is a rat. For the scientist, rat genes are the closest to human genes, and using the rodent's genes, he can create an army of rat men and then conquer the world. In that case, the apocalypse would become a heaven for him and his rat army. Sachin thinks the plan sounds really stupid and blatantly refuses the offer on the spot. Li-hyun only thinks that this must mean that Sachin hasn't understood just how great his evolution project can be. All he has to do to convince our protagonist is show him just how great of an idea it is. The attack from earlier lines up a sniper shot from the window looking down on the arena and fires. Sachin dodges something that looks like a tranquilizer dart, and it flies straight into Captain Gu's chest. The large man immediately starts to mutate into a terrifying new beast, and the electrified mallets also get absorbed into his body. The big guy used to be a sumo wrestler, and his fat made him resistant to most heavy attacks. Combining that with the level 3 drug that was just injected into him, his strength has been enhanced. And on top of that, any damage he gets is healed immediately. Sachin still couldn't care less and sends a flaming middle finger up at the deranged doctor. Nothing about this is great. As far as he's concerned, this entire setup is just a huge excuse to turn people into monsters. That insult is the last straw for Li-hyun, and he orders the newly mutated Captain Gu to kill Sachin so that he can extract the genes he needs from the corpse. The monster roars and immediately charges towards Sachin with a sumo spin. Our protagonist manages to catch the rolling man just in time. Then he plunges his arm into the large man's head and rips out the battery from the electric mallets before stuffing it into Captain Gu's mutated face. The battery immediately explodes, which should be enough damage to kill the large man. However, thanks to his newly improved healing factor, his wounds heal immediately, leaving him horribly disfigured but strong enough to still fight. Sachin finds the whole thing annoying and rushes back in to end the man and stop the fight all at once. He lands a devastating punch straight to what should be its jaw, causing the man to fall into a crater. Then he increases his speed as he attacks, kicking up a thick layer of dust while also pummeling the mutated man. In the current world, very few people know about superpowers, so it would be best not to let others see how he uses them. Because of that, he uses the dust and dirt to his advantage, which allows him to do whatever he wants while camouflaged. His main issue is the fact that Captain Gua keeps recovering no matter how much damage he takes. Despite how much he has clowned on the whole thing, at the end of the day, Professor Lee Hyun's research is really impressive. Thankfully, such in space doesn't just contain supplies. It also contains something big enough to crush the man and make sure that he won't have anything to regenerate from. He opens up his space power and summons his secret weapon, which is several tons of concrete and steel. The large noise startles the onlookers outside, but the huge wall of dust stops them from seeing anything. Once it all clears, Suchin sits in the center on top of the piles of cement, with the fatty buried underneath all the debris. Loo Hyun starts to panic after seeing all of that. At this point, he doesn't care who Suchin is or how special his genes are. All he cares about is the fact that our protagonist dared to provoke him. And now, he will do everything to make sure our overpowered main character dies without a proper place for burial. All around him, the cages start to rise as thousands of rats prepare to swarm around them and attack. Suchin isn't worried at all, and he's, in fact, excited, because he planned to make sure none of them survive either. The others turn and realize that they've been completely surrounded. The rat people who start coming out of the cages are all the people who were once sent to the lab. It looks like Loo Hyun turned them all into rat men, and now they obey his orders brainlessly. Suchin can't deal with these small fries, since his target is the deranged scientist watching over them. If he doesn't get up there and deal with Loo Hyun, then the armies of mutant rats will never end. Because of that, he has to leave them temporarily so that he can take out the source. Dana remembers he once told her that she needs to have value to stay by his side. If she doesn't prove that she can stand on her own here, then there is a chance that he will abandon her. With that, she understands her mission and assures him that she will keep them under control. Even with that, he tells her that if she needs him and can't handle it, then she should call out to him loudly.